Good day YouTube, Kaitsu here, and today I'm back with another video for the B2B Mega Shine format of this rank season. The rank season is almost about to end, so surprisingly it's a two-week short rank season, but going to end around Monday. For a lot of us it's around Monday. For some it's probably Tuesday, I don't know, maybe even Sunday evening or Monday morning for some, something like that. All I know is that it will end on the 27th for some for the 26th. So yeah, if with a few days left in rank you want to be using the best decks to be able to get your end of season goal, whether it be a ranked emblem or just a certain points, right? Or just the UB4 reset. For example, you might want to get top 10k, 5k, top 1k, maybe even top 100, or you just want to get the UB4 reset again. Like you just need 930 points for it, by the way. So definitely you should be using any of these decks that I will be yapping about in a second. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. As you can see right now on the screen, I believe this is the most annoying deck right now this season. The most strongest, the most annoying, the most scammiest. It has everything. This is you most probably have seen this on your games right now if you've been playing a lot of rank this season, and this is arguably definitely one of the best right now on the ladder, and it's none other than Mega Altaria EX and Igglybuff scam. But yeah, for this this is a list I'm personally running myself, so definitely use it as a template, and I can definitely vouch for it as well. I am currently rank 50 in the ladder, sometimes below it, sometimes above top 50, somewhere in there. Definitely I am around top 100 for the most part. But yeah, this is one of the decks I've been using myself. Even though I admit this is a disgusting deck to play, right? But you know, I need to get my points in order to secure the top 100. But as you can see, I'm playing 2 lines of Altaria, 2 lines of Igglybuff and Darkrai. And for the cards, we're playing 2x speed. 2x speed is very important, by the way, because you do not want to get stuck with Darkrai on the active. Kaitsu, why not Leaf? X speed can be comboed with Copycat. That's why it's really nice. That's why we're not playing Leaf. Earlier iterations were playing Leaf, but 2x speed is enough. 2x speed is enough. For our other supporter cards, we're playing Sabrina, Cyrus, Mars. This is actually one of the few decks that's actually running a hand rip this season. This is why it's actually also really good, because Mars is still really good. It's just that most of the decks right now do not have any space for hand rip. So this is actually one of the decks that still have space for hand rip. So definitely I will also vouch for Mars. And also Copycat and Lisha, there's no question about that. Adds more consistency to the deck. And also we are playing 2 balls, by the way, okay? Because we always want to find the Darkrai with the balls. Because Darkrai Igglybuff Sleep, it's broken. It's a disgusting free damage. And also we're playing PCL ourselves because we do not want to get scammed by the other sleep scammers. So we definitely want that PCL insurance. And that's that for this deck. If definitely I strongly vouch for this. This deck is so broken. Like when I played this the other day, I felt so I did not feel great at all with how I was just scamming my opponents back to with every game being decided whether your opponent flips heads or tails. If they flip heads, maybe they can win. If they flip tails, you just straight up win. So this is a broken deck, and I definitely vouch for it that this is a good rank deck right now. But next, this is also one of the strongest decks right now in the ladder. This is also one that I have been consistently using myself. This is none other than Suicune EX Baxcalibur and Chen Pao. Also, you might notice that this list only has 19 cards if you count it, because the 20th card is a flex spot. That's what I'll discuss it in a bit, why it's a flex spot. But for now, again, we're running 2 lines of Baxcalibur, 2 Suicune, and 1 Chen Pao. Also two Pokeballs because I have been playing a lot with only one Pokeball last for the most part last season until early this season, but I have since changed back to two Pokeballs because you always want to get your basics when you need it. And three tools, I think the three tools are standard. You can never go wrong with them, and I definitely vouch for it as well. Definitely use three tools. You can never go wrong with it. And you might also be seeing two Copycat. Two-pack Copycat is a bit greedy, but it actually works. It's so broken. I've always said that Copycat is greedy with this legendary based cards because they always draw right, and Copycat is just sometimes super greedy. But funnily enough, two Copycat is actually super duper broken because sometimes you just early set up two Baxcalibur on bench and then you just Chenpao everything. It's disgustingly broken. I cannot stress that enough. And definitely Copycat is also just generally good for consistency as well, so there's that. And for PCL, I think one PCL is standard this season because again, you do not want to lose to the sleep scam decks. And for the 20th card, let me just talk about it. For the 20th card, there's a lot of things you can use. The main candidate for here is, or rather the main candidates are Cyrus. Cyrus definitely. I've played Cyrus on this list. And right now I'm also playing Guzma actually. And I've also been playing Pokeflute earlier. This is actually a list that's been getting a lot of traction lately because Sigun also posted about this list, this exact 19 card list, and then the 20th card is Pokeflute. Basically, Pokeflute is good for Steelix because Steelix low-key farms you so bad. So sometimes if they're not playing planes, you just snipe the Indeedee and then Pokeflute and then snipe it again and then it's wraps. So there's that. That's for the 20th card. It's either Cyrus, a Pokeflute, or a Guzma, or even whatever you want, to be honest. I've also been playing, I would also recommend Mars, not gonna lie, because Mars is strong. I would also recommend a second PCL if you're playing so many sleep scam decks. You can even use planes. As you can see, there's no planes here. Planes is also really nice, so definitely it is up to the player's preference what the 20th card will be for this one. And next, this is also a deck I played a lot early into the season and I've gained a lot of points with it, and it's none other than Hydreigon and Absol. I also have a separate video on this one, so definitely check that out if you want some more in-depth yapping about it. But this is also a really strong deck. Why? Because it's Hydreigon. And Hydreigon is extremely broken, but also we're not playing the traditional poison barb deck, right? We're actually playing quite a different list from what you would normally see or what was popular at least since last season. But on this list, I'm playing Absol, which is the Leap Over Absol. And the thing with Leap Over Absol is it has such good board control. Sometimes your opponent are scared to bench anything just because Absol is inactive. And there's also a lot of lines where you hit with Hydreigon and then you can finish with Absol later on. And a lot of times your opponent actually doesn't expect it as well. So there's that. And for the tech cards, you can never go wrong with two Copycat. Two Copycat is super great for consistency. Also, note here we are playing Hiking Trail. Hiking Trail is super duper broken in Hydreigon this season because it's actually a great buff because it just adds to the consistency even more, especially since you can dump a lot of your hand. You can use Rocky, you can dump Rocky Helmet from your hand, you can dump Ice Pop from your hand, etc. So Hiking Trail is super duper good. And for the other tech cards, Cyrus, you can never go wrong with Cyrus, especially when we're using Absol, and generally just to close out a lot of games. So there's that. And lastly, PCL. Again, PCL, why? Because we do not want to lose to the sleep scam decks. You will definitely see a lot of PCL trend on the decks I will be posting. Like it's just a really bad meta game right now. Everyone is running PCL. Everyone has to make space for PCL. That's why we're only running one Ice Pop, because otherwise I would straight up just be running Ice Pop, because Ice Pop is the most broken card. Ice Pop is still the most broken card. But yeah, definitely I also recommend this deck if you want to gain some easy points, as long as, again, do not break. Just draw the cards, why not? And for the next deck, this is also a really strong deck right now, and I would even say myself, this deck in theory farms both Hydreigon and Suicune Baxcalibur, and also the other decks in this on this list. The only problem with this, it's super bricky. I've never played it this season myself, because, or I actually played it a few times earlier this season, and I went 0-4 with it, I think, and then I just never touched it again, because the thing with this deck, it has a really high ceiling. And what I mean about that is that if you get your pieces consistently, it's so broken, because full bench Altaria and Ninja, they hit for 150, and if you have 2 Greninja, you hit 170, and most of the things on the meta is not surviving that. So there's that. As long as, again, as long as you draw your cards. Also, Chingling is super duper broken. That's why this deck is really strong. Just draw your cards type shit, right? And for the tech cards, again, Copycat, you can never go wrong with it. Super extra consistency, and Lisha 1 ball, because you also want to get your Froakie in time, and Lisha just to thin out your deck as well. And then training area, you can never go wrong with a stadium in here as well, because you do one tap the 140 guys with training area, so you also bump your opponent's stadium. That's why you can never go wrong with having a training area in this deck. And next, this is also a really popular deck right now. I cannot say that it's strong, but it's a good deck. I would say it's a good deck though. I have never I tried this as well earlier into the season, and I just kept on breaking, and it felt so bad to play it. But again, I often see this on the rank ladder still, so definitely it's working for other people. So definitely it's still a really good rank deck, because the thing with this is also really fast, and if you get going, this deck is actually has a really good late game potential, especially with Manectric, because Manectric hits for a maximum of 140 and then 150 with a stadium. And for the cards, we also note that we're playing the Electrica promo. The event for this promo card just finished, and I hope you have gotten it. Otherwise, if you don't have it, just play the other Electric that are available in your collection. And of course, 2 Zeraora as well. Again, also, I do not believe in Oricorio. Some people still play Oricorio in this deck, and I straight up just do not believe it. Do not play that. Do not make this work. Do not make this deck even worse than it already is. Do not play Oricorio. Just play Zeraora and just high roll. Am I right? And 2 Generator, because again, you can never go wrong with that. Sometimes Generator is broken, because sometimes you start Zeraora, and then you have Electric on bench, and then next turn you can high roll with Electric Generator and just start attacking with Manectric. So definitely 2 Electric Generator is nice. And then also 2 Rocky Helmet. Why? Because you also want to reach a lot of break points with Rocky Helmet, and Rocky Helmet helps so much in it, in this deck rather. Also training area again, to reach more damage with Manectric, to hit 150. 150 is a really nice breakpoint. Accompany that with Rocky Helmet, and you will be hitting for 170. And next, for your supporter tech cards, 2 Copycat, because you do not want to brick. The worst thing you can do with this deck is brick, so you want 2 Copycat for that consistency. And then the usual Sabrina Cyrus, and then lastly, you know it, it's PCL. It's PCL because you do not want to lose to the Sleep Scam decks, okay? And then next, this is actually also, this is surprisingly a deck that I've gained so many points with. I hate this deck. Do not get me wrong, I hate this deck, but this deck is actually super strong because number one, it farms Suicune Baxcalibur. The one thing this deck is super good at, it farms Suicune Baxcalibur, and when you actually set up Mega Steelix, it's pretty much unkillable. So this is actually a really good deck. Although my number one problem with this deck is it's mind numbing to play, because all you do is attack, and wait, and it's a super slow deck. So definitely be mindful about that if you're going to play this. But then again, if you can get a streak with this, why not, right? So that's that. But for me, this is actually the list I'm playing right now. I've made some adjustments since I started playing this. This is my final list right now that I would play if I would run this on ranked again. I'm playing 2 lines of Mega Steelix, of course, and then Onyx, the dig Onyx, by the way, because the dig is a really good attack, because if you flip heads, you negate everything in the world. You negate all. I don't know if you actually negate what do you call this, Greninja ping. You probably don't, I'm not sure. Someone just correct me on that or whatever. And also, I'm only playing 1 Indeedee. Why? Because I do not want to break my Pokeball. When I start Indeedee and then I Pokeball into a second Indeedee, I would straight up concede. That's why I'm only playing 1 Indeedee. And most of the time, you never really drop the second Indeedee anyway. You only ever drop the second Indeedee when you're already winning. Most of the time, my opponents only drop the second Indeedee when they're already winning anyway. So I'm only playing 1 Indeedee myself. And again, I have 2 Pokeballs because I always want to start with Onyx on the very first turn. And 2 Ice Pop. Why? Because 2 Ice Pop is the most broken card. If this deck is already hard to kill and then you just accompany that with some Ice Pop heads, yeah, your opponent will just straight up tilt out of the game. And then Heavy Helmet. Can never go wrong with Heavy Helmet, and you need 2 of it because Heavy Helmet makes it so that you're reducing 40 damage every turn when you're attacking with Steelix. So definitely bring 2 Heavy Helmets. And I've added the starting planes on my list again because why? Because of the reason of Evil Suicune Baxcalibur's playing Pokeflute. Because you can never be sure now with them playing Pokeflute and then scamming you out of a win with Indeedee, which actually happened to me on stream the other day. My Suicune Baxcalibur opponent just sniped my Indeedee back to back, and then I actually lost the game still. So definitely be mindful about that. But if you don't want to be mindful about it, just play starting planes. And for the other supporter tech cards, of course, you need 2 Brock, so you can somewhat make this deck faster. 2 Copycat as well, because you do not want to brick. My number one problem with this deck is it's so freaking bricky. So I added the 2 Copycats on my list. And then, of course, Cyrus to close out the games. It's actually really helpful, especially against Suicune Baxcalibur, which you already farm anyway. It's also really good against the other mega opponents. So definitely Cyrus makes sense here. And lastly, PCL. Again, we do not want to lose to the Sleep Scam decks, so definitely have PCL. I also just note my first iteration of this list, I had 2 PCL, but again, the most candidate card that I would remove myself is PCL for the planes. If I do not want to lose to that Pokeflute scam. And next, this is also a deck that's I've played a lot this season, and I also have a separate video about this deck, so definitely check that out. This was my initial deck that I played on the very first day of rank, and I went 7 win streak with it. And I still play it from time to time whenever I feel like it's a good send in, and I do some streaks with it, but it's definitely not my main deck anymore. But again, it's still a really good deck because Charizard pretty much one-taps everything, and there's not really much any Oricorio players right now, so Charizard has a free reign. Their only really bad mashups is Hydreigon and Baxcalibur, which is unfortunately a lot in the ladder right now. But do not worry, those matchups are winnable. It's just a lot harder. So definitely, if you want to play some Charizard, play my list on the screen. I'm playing of course 2 lines of Charmander Charmeleon. I'm playing the Ember Charmander because we want to one-tap those evil 30 HP mons, Chingling, Igglybuff. And also I'm playing Charmeleon or rather, I'm playing the 50 damage Charmeleon because you rarely ever attack with Charmeleon actually. So I'm just playing the 50 damage Charmeleon because it can also help on some of the Oricorio matches that you will get here and there, and so there's that. And I'm also playing only one each of Charizard, one Megazard Y, and one Baby Charizard. And if you know me, I never believed in Charizard X, so I'm never playing it. And I still stand to this day that Charizard X is not real. Just play Baby Charizard. Because Charizard X is such a situational card, and it makes it so that you have zero matchup into Oricorio. So just play Baby Zard. And also a lot of your opponents actually don't expect Baby Zard this season anyway, so you can actually surprise them with this. So I definitely vouch for it. And for my tech cards, I'm actually playing Poncho and Cape. Poncho because it kind of mitigates, or rather it kind of helps into the matchup against Suicune Baxcalibur. And Cape is also really nice against Altaria and Training Area Stadium. So definitely use Cape. You can also use Cape sometimes on Charizard Y itself, right? So there's that. And for my other supporter cards, I'm actually playing 2 PCL. Funnily enough, 2 PCL is really good though because again, you don't want to lose the sleep, and 2 PCL is also really nice for Charizard Y itself because Charizard Y self damages, and being able to heal even for a bit is really nice. And then I'm also playing Sabrina. Sabrina is really nice to cheese the 60 HP mons at the back with Entei and Charmeleon. So definitely I vouch for Sabrina. And lastly, May for the extra consistency. You can never go wrong with it. It's one of the staple cards in Charizard, in a Charizard deck, so definitely always have a May. And then next, I think this is our last Greninja slap for this video, and it is none other than Greninja Mega Absol EX. And this deck is really good. I'm not what do you call this? I definitely vouch for this deck. The only thing is, and also I really believe this deck is really good because I'm still seeing it a lot on the ladder. The only thing with this deck is that it's very hard to play. And also it's bricky. It suffers from the same problem as Mega Altaria Greninja. But the thing is, this is also a lot harder to play than Mega Altaria Greninja. That's the problem. But still, this is a really strong deck, and if you're familiar with this deck, definitely you might want to revisit it again because it's still really good this season. So definitely play this. For this list, this is pretty standard. This is the standard list I've been seeing, or rather have been encountering this season a lot. Obviously, 2 lines of Greninja, 2 Chingling, 1 Darkrai, 1 Mega Absol, and then most of the list I've seen so far this season, they're playing 1 Helmet, 1 Boat. Although the Boat has been popular already since last season, it's still getting played this season for sure. Because personally, if I were to play this deck, I would be just playing 2 Rocky Helmet myself. And also another addition to this deck as well is Hiking Trail. Because again, the problem with this deck is it's quite bricky, so definitely Hiking Trail helps so much with this deck, and also bumps your opponent's stadium. So definitely you might want to use this as well if you ever want to play this deck. And for the other supporter cards, we're playing 2 Copycat and then a Cyrus Copycat for extra consistency, and definitely Cyrus to close out your games. And also, why I misplaced the rare candy at the end of the deck, so it kind of triggered my OCD. But anyway, but yeah, definitely I vouch for this deck. You might want to use this on your ranked matches, so definitely consider Greninja Mega Absol. And lastly, I love this deck. I played this yesterday. Yeah, I played this yesterday, and I got a 6 win streak with it. It's none other than DarkTina the GOAT. I mean, not even surprisingly, this deck is still relevant, and it's actually still a really good deck to play. The other reason why this deck has been also really nice right now is because Suicune Greninja is out of the meta. With Suicune Greninja being out of the meta, you actually have way better matchup into the meta because you're not getting Cyrus again and again by Suicune Greninja. So there's that. And the thing with DarkTina is again, it has a great matchup. The only super hard matchup for you this season is Hydreigon. That's the worst matchup you can have this season. Even then, you can actually still win against Hydreigon a lot, or rather, it's a playable matchup. I would say it's a playable matchup. And for the list that I played, I already adjusted it because my list was a bit different yesterday. Although the only difference is I was playing 2 PCL by the way. But now I think I would go with this if I were to play it again on ladder. And also, as you may notice, I'm not playing Capes anymore. Cape is not real. I'll just play 3 tools and then do not lose to this evil sleep scam decks. And also just play planes when I'm against Hydreigon, so my DarkTina doesn't get one tap, something like that. So yeah, this was the deck I was using yesterday, or rather this was the list I was using yesterday that I got a 6 win streak with. So there's that. And for my supporter deck cards, again, I'm playing Ice Pop now. I would play Ice Pop now, which would be really nice. Because again, Ice Pop is the most broken card right now in the game. And then I'm also playing 2 Stadiums. You can never go wrong with 2 Stadiums because it's so satisfying to be able to play around your own stadiums by, for example, putting starting planes first and then putting Peculiar Plaza to cancel out the effects and then finding a win somewhere over there, right? And then for my other supporter cards, the usual Sabrina, Cyrus, Mars, and then PCL. And then also we're playing Copycat because it helps for the consistency to consistently find the pairs, your DarkTina pair at the start or wherever, or just shuffle your card, find some other supporter cards and all that. And of course, lastly, red is so good. You can never you definitely need red in this deck now because the mega cards, you need red most of the time in a company of your damage tools in order to reach the breakpoints. So definitely you need red. And the only thing with this deck is it's a super slow deck, but if you're familiar with DarkTina and you want to revisit it again for some reason this season on your rank grind, I definitely 100% vouch for it. It's a really good deck still. The only really downside is it's a slow deck, and definitely you might have some more. It's more worth it to play some other faster decks, but again, personally, if you can streak with it anyway, it doesn't really matter as long as you're getting the points that you need, right? But anyway, that's it for this video. We have talked about 9 decks in total. Definitely use any of these according to your meta environment, and maybe you will definitely gain some points with it. So definitely use any of the decks from this 9. I do believe these are the best decks to be played right now on the ladder, and I hope you get your end of season goal, whatever it is. Good luck on the rest of the days of the rank, and I hope you do not crush out, and I hope you do not get scammed, and I hope you have good draws and then you yourself scam your opponents. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching this video. Sorry for yapping way too much, and I will see you all again on the next one. Bye bye.